1.6 liter dual overhead cam, 16 valve Isuzu engine. This had about 125 to 130 horse from the factory. Bought this car about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Ran pretty good. I noticed that it had newer spark plug wires. I pulled the first wire and you could feel it separate inside. Part of the terminal came out with it. So okay, that's not good. And then I took that first spark plug out. But that spark plug was covered in oil, and it wasn't just the threads were oily, but the tip even had a bubble of oil on the tip of it. The whole spark plug was drenched in oil. The other 3 spark plugs look great. So I ordered up a new gasket. So it not only is a gasket for the outside, but it's also a gasket for the inside. Enough yapping. Let's get this valve cover off. So we have 12 bolts to take out. We'll go ahead and fast forward through this. You know how to take a bolt out. So something I just noticed after taking this bolt out is the throttle cable is loose, and the adjustment nuts are loose on both ends. So we'll make sure this is adjusted before we get rolling again. This one was not tight at all. So again, not sure if it got missed or it could have just worked itself loose. You might have to go back and retighten after you go through a heat cycle. Probably a good idea anyway. So the only okay, that's what I sort of suspected, but I should have said it out loud, so I got brownie points. There's 2 bolts here, minimum, that hold the front cam cover to the valve cover. Let's get this removed. Okay. Too easy. Whoa, comes up. Oh, man. Okay. Alright. So right here I see an imperfection, which, well, that's the front of the valve cover. It's definitely a big gouge taken out right there. And it is wet around these bolt holes right here. It looks like oil got through right there. This is pretty dry, so I'm gonna try to take it out. Yeah, let's see here. Let's pull this out. Yeah, it's coming out easy right here. And a little bit of a tug. Gasket came out really easily in this end, which would, if this is the reason for the oil, that would make sense. And there was oil pulling up on there, so I'm just kind of removing the rest of the gasket. I think this is the original. Kind of baked in the cam guides there. So this is the gasket I picked up on Rock Auto. I've never heard of ITM, but it was I think a $5 gasket. And if I was a good person, I would clean this up now that I think about it, but let's get to Radwood. Time's kind of imperative. I know I'm not doing it proper. You'll tell me in the comments that I'm doing it wrong. Alright. This thing fits perfect. Seeing a couple spots here over the cams where someone tried to putty it before. Or not putty, but gasket sealant. There's little chunks here. I'm going to try to clean that up. And it's not just inundated with sludge. I think for 196,000 that doesn't look bad in here at all, but looks like before someone used a screwdriver probably to pry it off, and there's big gouges here, here, and here, and I don't see them anywhere else, so they're not going to affect the spark plug, which would be affected by this area, this part of the gasket. Don't know how to grab this valve cover. It's kind of cool. Oh, okay. Alright. I think it just fits right over. Okay, I guess That's painless. Rewind. I want to take a look at that timing belt before I put it. I was going to look at it and got distracted by my own voice. I want to take a look at this timing belt, see if I can get a good look at it. No, that looks good. We're good. Just falls right into place. Nice. Alright, let's get these plugs out. Here's spark plug from cylinder number 1. You can see how oily that is. I'm hoping that the valve cover fixes this. The other thing that can be going on, you could have blow by. It seems to run really well. I don't think it's a compression issue, but the other possibility is the valve stem seal could be out as well. I'll be replacing the plugs with these titanium Denso twin tip plugs. So there's a couple ways to do this. You could take everything off, refer to the manual. I already numbered these. So like this one's cylinder number 3 plug. So I'm just going to put the old plugs right now on this distributor cap, and then we'll switch them over one by one on the new ones. Okay. Put that off. There we go. Pretty dirty inside. Looks like. You can see here the contacts are dirty on that old rotor. Just, it's what I know. Alright. I will switch over the new spark plug wires. Cap and rotor on, spark plugs in, new wires, new gasket. Should be go time. Moment of truth. Let's see if it starts. And there you have it. That wraps up the project. Changing plugs, wires, cap, rotor, and valve cover gasket. Pretty straightforward on this car. No surprises. I hope that that solves the mystery oily spark plug in piston number 1. If not, it's probably a valve stem seal. So we'll just keep an eye on it and see where we go from here.